adjusting to yet another new offense. How much of a work in progress will it be? We're going to hear from the quarterback coming up. Plus, Jalen Carter is in line for a new contract. Will he break the bank and reset the market for defensive tackles? And speaking of big bucks, Patrick Mahomes gets a reworked contract that'll pay him more than $500 million. $1 billion. $500 million with a B.
Half a B.
Just like everybody on this
And he's
right
hurt.
Now. It does not matter. He's Patrick Mahomes. We welcome you here to Birds Huddle, presented by Toyota, the official automotive partner of the NFL. Alongside Double B, Barrett Brooks and John Clark, I'm Amy Fiddle, and today was the last day we're going to see the Eagles on the practice field until late July when they start training camp. So, are you going to be okay?
No, I'm not.
What are you going to do?
I'm sad already. I saw a lot of football these last 2 weeks, and I'm going to be sad, man. I like watching footballs.
As a player, he wouldn't want mini camps every single weekend.
Oh, heck no. I was just thinking about that,
This is his side of it now.
A couple of coaches are like, hey, B,
you
remember this?
And you're like,
you
nope.
missed this? Nope.
Yeah. Nope. Just a short time ago, Jalen Hurts was asked how he's adjusting to this new offense this spring. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, the comfort comes with the repetition. The comfort comes with the teaching and the time on task to what you're doing. And so you just want to continue to build in those areas. I think it's been the same for me every year when it comes to coaching points, intention, vision. What are we really trying to drive what we're doing and what we're doing? And so just really having a listening ear, asking questions, getting answers, going out there and repping it, feeling it, seeing different looks, seeing different coverages, knowing what to adjust to, what to feel. So obviously a different voice, different perspective of the game. And every OC has added their own flavor on it.
It's like Baskin-Robbins 31 flavors at this point. That brings us to our three-point stance presented by Toyota. Stance number one, the Eagles' offense is going to be a work in progress. Devontae Smith not at practice today, so Jalen Hurts down his top weapon. But Barrett, what have you seen from the quarterback so far this spring?
I see there's a lot more that he's going to have to go and take a look at. Just like he said, different perspectives, different reads. All these things are different because he has different guys running around in different places. I tell you all the time, football is football is football. But it's still different terminologies. It's a different way on how they're running their routes. There's a lot of different route combinations, and it's kind of forcing him to be uncomfortable with throwing the ball in the middle of the field. A lot of crossing routes, pick routes and things of that nature that I saw even today. A lot of motions where, one guy goes to the other side of the field. Now, you go from 2x2 to 3x1. I mean, all these things are different from what he's experienced these last 2 years, even with these last two coordinators. So, yes, there's a lot that he has to settle down with, sit down, look at. He's going to evaluate the film, and eventually he's going to be comfortable with it. But right now, I mean, it's like almost like he's talking Chinese and all the routes and everything are German to him. So it's different. It's definitely different.
Yeah, I mean, John, this is a regular position for him, a brand new offensive coordinator. And he mentioned everybody kind of puts their own spin on it. We said the flavor on it. But he really needs to get on track soon because I don't want to say it's a prove-it year, but it's always a prove-it year when you're the quarterback of the Eagles.
Absolutely. And Sean Mannion says, okay, I've got these principles that we're going to implement. We need to implement these things that I'm bringing. And then we're going to see how everything goes at the mandatory minicamp. And then they're going to look at some things and say, okay, maybe he's not as comfortable with this, but hey, he really likes this. So now they'll get together again and they'll get stuff down for training camp. And they'll pare things down that are comfortable for both. But look, I think Jalen Hurts just needs to distribute the football here. A.J. Brown is gone, so maybe it'll kind of be like Josh Allen with Stephon Diggs, where, okay, maybe there's not that tension or that pressure to get him the football in certain spots. And, yes, Devontae Smith is going to be the number one, but you've got a lot of guys you can distribute the football to. And so I think just like last year and the Super Bowl year, what needs to happen is the rushing attack needs to be good.
Yeah.
Because you saw what happened last year. If you don't have a good running game, the passing game's not going to be able to carry the team.
A lot of play action.
But in the Super Bowl year, you saw what took place. So I think this new running attack that they're bringing, the offensive linemen love it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The offensive linemen love it, and they feel it's going to be easier. And so the passing attack, I think, will be better because of that.
He said something, being comfortable with the pass. No, sometimes you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I say, all right, you don't like this, but we got to do this. So I want to be uncomfortable being uncomfortable and take his game to another level.
All right, well, let's check out our second stance. Jalen Carter is going to reset the market for defensive tackles. He has not been taking part in the team drills during mandatory minicamp after missing voluntary OTA. So, John, is this all about him wanting the new contract? I know he obviously had the surgeries, and there was probably a little carryover, but he hasn't been out there.
If Jalen Carter and his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, wanted a new contract right now and they were showing their displeasure, they wouldn't be here.
Right.
Yes.
Like Jalen Carter would not be here. He's doing the individual drills. He's doing the one-on-ones. He's doing everything except for the team drills. By the way, Jonathan Grenard not doing the team drills as well. What do they have in common? They're both coming off shoulder issues.
Yeah.
So Jalen Carter last year, he had shoulder issues the entire way. He had shoulder issues in training camp. Then during the regular season, he had to have a procedure.
Yep.
So what they're trying to do, let's make sure this guy is completely healthy. Let's get him to training camp. Let's get him to the regular season. I think they're just being cautious. That's my opinion.
Yes.
Same thing with Jonathan Grenard. They're being cautious. He's not in team drills as well.
I mean, at the end of the
The
day,
optics of it look like he's like,
Yeah, but he wouldn't be here.
He wouldn't be here.
I agree.
Wouldn't
I
be
agree.
here.
He would just be like not even there.
And look, see, he knows sometimes in these team drills, you can get hurt.
yeah.
Right.
You're not going to
And
get hurt in
that's the thing.
individuals
Well, just like
or
Saquon.
one-on-ones.
Saquon took a, he kind of fell on the ball, knocked the wind out, and everybody like,
Yeah, you don't want to have that.
So,
especially-
I mean, these are the same type of things.
Well, what are you looking for a deal from him? Because you're looking at Chris Jones. He's the high mark, right? $32 million. That's where he is for defensive tackles. You would think that Jalen Carter is going to be above that.
He's not going to be anywhere near any of those numbers right there. I mean,
What? Give me a number then.
You talking about a 4?
I'm looking close to maybe 38, 36. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're talking about some million of millions, and then he'll turn around. He'll be the highest paid for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And somebody else will come in here who's
always
not even better than him. So right now they need to get them as close to Sean as they can, to Jones as they can. If they can get him close to Jones, they made it, a great deal with him. They got him under fair market value. But at the end of the day, he's going to be deserving playing a lot more because he's going to go out there and ball this year, guaranteed. He's tired of the noise. He's tired of people talking. He's going to make something happen.
I heard a guarantee in there.
You did. Yeah. There was absolutely, you guaranteed it.
I mean, it's
Print that.
June. We do that in June.
That's right.
I do that in June at least.
June 10th, there's a guarantee.
And I take receipts, too, because I remember I said, hey, if Saquon Barkley wins the rushing title, we're winning the Super Bowl. What happened?
Take it to
Adada's back.
That's right. I love Adada. Stance number 3, Cam Jerkins bouncing back. Big key to success in 2026. He suffered that back injury at the end of the Super Bowl run. Really never seemed to fully recover last offseason, and that carried over into this past season, I should say. So a couple of months ago, he went to Colombia, as in the country in South America, to get a stem cell treatment. Here's the Birds Center on that decision.
After the Super Bowl, getting back surgery, and you don't really get that off season. That's always a tough thing when you get surgery. It's like you don't get an off season, you're just rehabbing, and then you're going right into the next season, and then you're trying to rehab, you're trying to get through things. But yeah, it's so nice to have a full off season like this year. But yeah, I play in the NFL. They pay me money, and so I'm going to do everything I can to get my body right. And that's a great option for us. Talked to a lot of guys around the league, and so many people have used stem cells, and I've noticed, such a good change since I've been down there.
All right, this is really key. Something John was just talking about. They have to have that offensive line be healthy, back to they were in 2024, not 2025. Can he be that guy?
Where he goes, this team goes. Everybody's saying it's Jalen Hurts. I'm saying it's Cam Jerkins. Cam Jerkins starts every play. He touches the ball first. And because he couldn't bend and do things because of his back, we couldn't run the best play in football. Our time-tested instant first down tush push because his back. So with him being back, we've got the best play in football. With him being back, the offense gets called the right way. With him being back, we don't get a lot of pressure up the middle. So he needs to be back.
Yeah,
back.
Run game
with a
is
good
key.
back.
But it starts with the center.
Did I get a guarantee?
I know.
Adada.
Oh, we got the Adada, though. That's like a
How about
guarantee.
Landon Dickerson, though?
He's out there.
I mean, he is just as important or more important because
Very
you need to
true.
be able to run behind the big fellas, Jordan Mailata and Landon Dickerson.
Yeah, well, I think he's going to be cool, too. But, you see he's here. He's practicing right now. I didn't know this time, about a month ago, I didn't think he was.
Yeah, they're back. That's a really good
Barrett
sign.
might be going to Columbia, too,
That's right.
if this
You never
works
know.
out.
John, we appreciate you. Thanks so much for joining us. Johnny C. Tanner McKee taking some second-team reps today, but he's been rotating with veteran Andy Dalton this offseason as the primary backup to Jalen Hurts. It's a bit of a surprise considering how McKee has performed in previous years as a backup. Today, Nick Sirianni was asked about the backup QB battle.
Obviously, are rotating there at the 2 spot. I'm not ready to say anybody is anything with as far as positions. We don't have to make any determinations there, but what Andy and Tanner have been doing every other day is rotating there with the 2s, and both getting a lot of good work.
Getting some good work. With that, we focus on some camp battles that we expect to be watching this summer. We're going to start with the number 2 QB. So how do you see it playing out between Tanner McKee and Andy Dalton?
I mean, I know it probably won't, come out like this, but I do like Andy Dalton. The Red Rifle, he has that experience, and if push came to shove, we're in mid-season and we're trying to win a championship, I kind of like experience there. Yes, I do like, Tanner McKee. He's got the perfect size, 6'4", 6'5", got a pretty good arm. But I tell you what, the rifle is still there. The reads are still there for him. He can play, man, So I think I would go with, I go with Dalton. I would go with Dalton right now. If I have to do it. All things being equal, I would go with Dalton.
Interesting. Red Rifle. Next up, the battle for playing time at tight end. All right, Dallas Goedert tops the depth chart. We know all that. After that, the Eagles have the rookie, Eli Stowers, who they just drafted, the free agent addition, Johnny Munt, and then incumbent Grant Calcaterra. He's been banged up, though. So can Stowers emerge as the number 2 tight end?
No, not at this point. There's too many things he has to learn. He's not separating himself right now, even in the passing game, to really say that I trust him going in and getting a lot of reps. But I tell you what, Munt, it's time to test it. Right now, just because, we're in June and I want stability. And right now, Munt, he's the guy to come out and really help us. From a blocking standpoint alone, I think he's that guy. Stowers is pretty good, at being a pass catcher, but he hasn't done the little things as far as being that pass catcher I thought he was going to be. So right now, I will have to go with Munt, the experience, the guy that can, go out there and make some plays. But, Stowers, eventually will be okay. But I can't see him going out there right now and playing against Garrett or somebody of that caliber. So, I mean, Munt has definitely done it before.
Yeah, tight ends are an important part of this offense. So
especially with this offense we're running out, where you have zone blocking schemes where he's going to have to team up with our tackles and block some serious pass rushers and, like Garrett. And, some big defensive ends.
Yeah, you're going to have a little bit more experience. All right, the battle for number 2 receiver. Mekhi Lemon, drafted first round, dealing with a hamstring issue right now. It's sidelined him for some of these practices. Dontavian Wicks has experience with Sean Mannion. Got Hollywood Brown as a wild card out there. So who's the number 2 receiver behind Devontae?
Well, right now it has to be Wicks because he's the most experienced in the offense. Everybody said, he dropped a couple passes. Well, that has been his thing. But, he knows the offense. His expectation is that he's coming in, and they relied on him a lot in Green Bay in crucial situations. So I'm going to go with Wicks on this, even though Lemon was, to me, the best receiver in this draft. He's just, a little young right now. And today is really an experience day. From what I saw in camp, experience rules the day. Even Jonathan Jones looked like, he was one of the best cornerbacks we had out there. Why? Because experience. You can see how good he was compared to the younger guys because you see the experience. He's seen those pass routes before. He's seen quarterbacks, try to do this to him so he can do that to him. So that's where I am today. Experience rules the day for me in June right now.
Do you think Eli Stowers could work his way into there?
Of course, I think he can work his way into it. I think he's going to work his way into it. But,
right now,
experience rules the day.
Johnny Munt. All right. Finally, how about the other starting safety opposite Andrew Mukuba? Marcus Epps seemed to be the front runner. We heard Vic Fangio mention him by name, but you got Michael Carter leading the challengers. Or maybe a dark horse that we don't know about. Maybe a guy comes in.
I think they will try to bring. That's what Howie does. But right now, Epps is the guy. Epps has shown that he belongs at that starting position, opposite of Mukuba. So I'm going with experience. That's been here before, started his career out here, and now he's playing well at that safety position.
Do you feel comfortable with Epps as that number 2? Or
I
do. You
do.
think they're gonna go out
I do.
Else?
If we went into the season, I would be very comfortable with Epps being the guy at the starting position.